I turned all of this into this, and it made my car faster. Oh. Welcome to Team Rocket Garage. Oh my gosh, it's bright. We have something really interesting today. There's a thing called a twin loop muffler, and I'll throw a pic. Oh gosh, I gotta do this different. There's a thing called a twin loop muffler, and I'll put a picture of that up on the screen. The twin loop muffler is designed to drop the rasp of a 4-cylinder and create something that has kind of a nice deep tone. Now, the problem with this, these are designed for performance applications, and this is my application. Clearly not performing. All the twin loop mufflers on the market come in a 2.5 diameter, which is twice the flow that I need for a little 1.6. That makes about 115 horsepower. So what we need to do is actually manufacture our own. Now, I've already gone ahead and done that. You guys don't necessarily need to watch me weld. You guys have seen me weld before. I'm okay with flux core. I got a new MIG machine that I'm trying to figure out. So if you see the welds in this video, tell me what I'm doing wrong down in the comments. Regardless, that's not what this video is about. Also, the twin loop mufflers that are on the market right now for Hondas and things like that, they've gotten really expensive. Back when I bought my last pair, I did buy one for the Miata, for my wife's Miata, and it's pretty cool, sounds awesome, but that twin loop muffler was in the realm of like $150. When I bought them for my Mustang years and years ago, they were in the realm of, I think, $65 each, which is just insanely cheap. But now you can't get them for less than, like, I don't know, $150, $200 now. They're really expensive. And am I gonna spend $150 on a muffler that doesn't fit? No. So we came up with a solution. That solution is a smaller package, something that'll fit better in my Sentra, and also something with a smaller diameter pipe, and something that is a little bit cheaper to make. I made this for not too bad. This is a resonator, and then a loop, right? So essentially a twin loop muffler. I've got to weld reinforcements on it. Oops. And then we'll have to figure out some sort of exhaust tip to put on the end of the car, but I'm thinking that we'll be able to yeah, we can really make this work. This is probably going to be the inlet and then the outlet, just because of the way the car's actually set up. So the exhaust actually comes in on the inner side of the car and then comes out center of the muffler. So we've got kind of a bunch of area over here that we could fill in. I've thought about putting a Helmholtz resonator right here, but I will save, I'll save that for later. Anyways, I think we need to go to AutoZone and grab a little more pipe here, possibly a tip, and then also maybe a bracket or something like that, so we can actually mount and disconnect this. If not, we're just welding it right on the car. Martha ain't got no stereo, so what do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. We've got our options here now. This heavy duty stamped steel, I don't know, maybe, I think that's 5 inches. No, that's got to be 9 inches. We've got this to extend from the muffler itself, to put our tip on here, and then we've got our 2 exhaust hangers that we can just weld right onto the pipe. No big deal. Cool. This video is not sponsored by AutoZone, but if you guys stop charging me, I'd really be a good guy for you. Anyways, it's kind of a flex to have a truck bed that's clean, right?
What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor?
Oh, there we go. Oh. That's kind of how our exhaust runs through here. It just goes right up here to by the sway bar, which actually means we don't have a ton of clearance for that to move around, but we've got a couple exhaust hangers there that we'll need to move over, but we can kind of tack those on the car, I think, and then yeah. So first off here, we'll go ahead and cut that, but before we cut anything, I think it's important we get kind of a note of how the exhaust sounds just as it is, right? Yeah, I mean, it's not a change if there's not a before and after. So let's try that. Also, I just want to point out, this is not the final product. This is just a prototype, kind of. We'll actually be making these and selling them. However, I believe that we're going to need a Helmholtz resonator on this to actually make it sound good. So one of the characteristics I noticed about the twin loop is that it comes through and goes out, and so there's this mid-range where it kind of sounds airy, and then the top end still sounds really like snappy, like that Honda sound. We'll just kind of get this on there, test it out, and kind of go from there. Right now we're going to test fit, and if it looks like it's going to fit, we'll throw on just some reinforcements here, and then get it on there, see how it sounds, enjoy it for a few days, maybe throw it against like a tone analyzer, and then we'll be able to see how it does in all of the RPMs, and then we'll be able to take care of some of that stuff. When you're popping these like little rubber hangers off and making, you know, making life annoying, this, that, and the other, just throw some PP blaster on it. It makes life so simple. You could wrestle with these things for like 5-10 minutes a piece and get super frustrated. PP blaster will make them pop right off. Old fuel, I guess. I don't know. That's bonkers. It smells like gas. And we did just cold start it, you know, so makes sense. All right, there we go. Oh, there we go. Nice. Well, that was pretty rusty, huh? This one I think is actually a little bit lighter than my creation rate. They're about the same. Well, let's see how it fits here. That'll work pretty good, I think, actually. Yeah, that'll actually work really, really nice, huh? All right, well, honestly, that's good enough to where I think we just freaking install this bad girl and then we can throw a tip on it too. Nice, okay. This is gonna be kind of annoying to get to this area over here on the top there. So, and they're actually different diameters. So I think we'll actually weld a, well, maybe, not totally sure. And I think actually just for the sake of this sealing up, we might even just use my old flux core welder because I'm more familiar with that and I've done a lot more work with it. That way we can get an actual representation of how this sounds without there being leaks and stuff. So, all right. Now before we get to zipping, zapping, and cheeks get to clapping, let me tell you one thing that we need to do here. We need a straight pipe test. One of my most popular videos on my channel is this thing being straight piped because the freaking pipe broke off the muffler one time a long time ago. So let's go ahead and see how this bad girl sounds. I better be careful welding or the air will go up like the Hindenburg. The air. All right, so what we need to do here, we're gonna use these jack stands to hold the muffler up. They're Harbor Freight jack stands, so 50-50 shot that works. And then we'll kind of lower the car so it's in the right place. And then we can tack everything except for welding to this pipe right here, which is the rest of the exhaust. We'll have to do that on the car, but we can get some good welds outside of the car a lot easier. Might actually have to lift this bad girl up. Oh, there we go. Let's see here. All right, so we actually need doink. That'll do. We could change our game plan here. If we take these, we can stack them like this. Get a little bit of play in there, just a little bit. Tack them, weld them just like that. But if we weld this guy onto here, right? I don't know. I don't know. What about that onto there maybe? No, that looks stupid. But we can take this and we can weld it right onto there. Let's put this thing back in place and kind of feel it out here. So I think that means that we're not gonna need this. We're just gonna zap it up here. So take this, we'll throw it into our exhaust pile, but we're gonna weld this bad boy on first. And yeah, I'm not sure if you're exactly supposed to weld this chrome stuff, and it has a warranty. I bet if you weld it onto something, that would void the warranty. Let's get this bad girl down. And then, hop to welding. Let's fire her up. And then this machine says 16 gauge flux core 030 225. All right. All right, so you want to tack weld this, because if you just weld one side, it'll pull over to that side, and then by the time you're done wrapping it, your thing will just like curve, just like a banana. Those aren't dimes, but like, dude, come on. MIG, flux. Clearly I'm better at one. Anyways, that's our freaking muffler right there. Let's go ahead and start fitting this bad girl in the car. Now, before you do anything, we got to pop that battery terminal off. Otherwise, we're going to fry our ECU, and this thing's going to make, I mean, probably the same amount of horsepower, but if it doesn't run. You got to be careful. You don't want to burn a hole through the top of that. That's going to be a bad time. All right, first sound inside of the car. Okay, here we go. No loss of low end torque, that's for sure. It's almost all intake noise still, which is crazy. Like, usually a 4-cylinder is all intake noise, but this is so freaking, oh wow. It does have, like, it has some juice to it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, those OEM mufflers, they really do not flow very well. And the factory exhaust doesn't scavenge the factory header. Needs a little bit more up top. Nothing really happens when it revs up. It just has kind of the same power the whole time. But that to be said, it used to like really pick up as it started going, but now it really just goes down low. Like the low end torque is pretty good for this little car. And low end torque can be simulated by gearing, but this car has like a 3.5 to 1 like differential ratio, if you're familiar with that. So like some performance cars, like Hondas and stuff, they'll have like a 3.7 or 4.1, 4.5 like to 1 ratio to simulate more drivability because they have high revving engines. And this is nice. And gosh, it's not loud at all. In fact, I'm a little disappointed in how quiet it is. There is something to be said about mufflers. Now, the fiberglass that's put in like the muffling device, right? There's kind of that serrated tube that goes through the housing, and that like the exhaust like puffs through there, and that relieves the pressure to like dissipate noise. Now, the problem with that, so the reason we're getting probably a poor representation is that fiberglass is just put in there. It hasn't been, like, I guess, kind of stepped on, right? So like if you've got, say, a brand new pillow and it's never been slept on, that new pillow will give you a pretty poor representation for the first night or two, and then it'll kind of pack in. So that dampening material, it will probably get a little bit louder as we go, but yeah, I'm totally down for that. I thought that this was going to be a little bit louder. All right, so I just got gas, and now we're gonna go record some of this stuff. But actually, like, I can hear the exhaust better than when we started. All right, here we go. Sounds pretty cool though. Here we go. Oh. Before, this car really had trouble getting above 40 miles an hour in second gear. I'm imagining that maybe the exhaust just didn't breathe that high. But like now, like it really likes 45 to 48 in second gear. So yeah, just kind of interesting. Anyways, that's it. We've got a freaking twin loop, DIY twin loop muffler on the Sentra here. It freaking killer, dude. Sounds amazing. And man, this sucker loves to rev now. We ought to put like an oil cooler or something on this. I'm just now thinking like, man, this thing's got like 3 quarts of oil in it. Dude, blasting through that corner. I love the sound. It's just a little bit of noise, and that's all you need. You just need a reminder that the engine is there. I can still hear the intake. We're not worried about all the straight pipe stuff. And also the straight pipe is sort of annoying and personally a little embarrassing to me. Yeah, I don't think loud means performance, but performance sometimes means loud, and in today's case, it is not that. So thanks so much for watching this episode of Team Rocket Garage. If you like stuff like this, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and then comment below what kind of car you've got and what modifications you've done to add to its performance. Thanks again for watching, and have a freaking awesome day.